Shooting photos with Ilford Delta 3200 kind of feels like a film photography cheat code. You're pointing this film into the darkness and somehow come away with photos. Magic, mate. I've been using this film stock in my 35mm film cameras for years. Whenever I've been shooting in the dark, and I have always loved the results. It's so messy, it's grainy, it's delicious. And I recently tried Delta 3200 for the first time in a medium format film camera, my Bronica SQA to be precise, and the results, they were not what I expected them to be. I love me a point and shoot, I love me a 35mm SLR, but there is definitely a time and a place for medium format film, and I have really grown to love the square format of the Bronica SQA. So much so that as of late last year, I decided to make the Bronica SQA part of my usual travelling film camera kit. Yes, that's right, I committed to carrying this gigantic camera with me in my carry-on luggage along with everything else, because honestly, if you aren't pushing the limits of your carry-on, are you even a photographer? It's a really easy way to look around a flight and spot the photographers, like whose bags are absolutely bulging. It's always photographers. Now, one of my go-to film stocks for traveling is Delta 3200 in 35mm, because there is nothing more soul-destroying than being at a really sick location and having to put your camera away at sunset because you only have low-speed film with you. So I do not leave for a trip without some 3200 with me nowadays. That went off for literally like a nanosecond, so I had to wait for it to go off, meter the light, and then fire the photo. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, I'm a big fan of Delta 3200 in 35mm, so it was only a matter of time before I wanted to give it a go in 120. And the perfect opportunity arose at Halloween Horror Nights. It's super dark, flash is a no-no, and it's horror themed. So the grainy, gritty look, chef's kiss, baby. Delta 3200 seems like the perfect choice. So I loaded up my Bronica SQA with a roll of Delta 3200 in 120 and got to work blasting. Now, the immediate issue that I ran into was that this is a very crowded event and I'm ripping manual focus on the SQA, which has like a 50mm lens on the front of it. So here are a bunch of throwaway frames that I absolutely messed up. But then, as the evening progressed and I hit my stride, I managed to shoot these. Now, my initial thought when I saw the results was that this is not what I expected to see at all. Like, these photos almost look clean. I love them. They look sick, but I expected them to be way messier because let me tell you, it was dark when I was shooting these, and I was just so surprised at how much less dirty the 120 looked compared to the 35mm. Now, I know this is usually the case with 120, you've got a bigger negative, all that sort of stuff. I already thought that the 3200 and 35mm was a bit of a film photography nighttime cheat code, but this 120 is on like a whole other level. Like, these are crazy good given that we were shooting in the pitch dark. Now, some of these photos are obviously grainier than the others, and a lot of that will probably be down to the fact that I was hunting for as much light as possible when I was trying to get these photos, with varying degrees of success, of course. And there were some scenarios where I didn't have any control over the lighting, like I was asked to take some photos of these scare actors here, and this was the spot we were in. We had to just take these photos here, and so while the lighting conditions aren't perfect, this film pulled through, and this just looks so clean. So it goes without saying that I'll be ripping many a roll of this film stock in 35 and 120 for the foreseeable future. And if you haven't had a try of Delta 3200 in any format yet, I would highly recommend giving it a go. No, I've not been paid to say this. I just think it's sick. It's one of those really rare film stocks that I would recommend to pretty much anyone. It's a handy thing to just have in case you ever need it late at night. And yes, you can push other black and white film or whatever. It's just super handy to have a film stock that you can just rip at 3200, send off to a lab. You don't have to wait for it to be pushed, none of that stuff. But yeah, overall, big old fan of Delta 3200. The 35mm has been one of my favorites favourites for years now. I remember the first time I saw the results from my first roll of Delta 3200 at 35mm, and I was just like, this is insane. It's like night vision goggles if they came in these lovely little hipster glasses that I love. Anyway, there we have it. This basically turned into a love letter about Delta 3200, but I feel like it is a cheat code. If you ever need to shoot in the dark, this film is a great choice. Phenomenal film stock. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it. Consider subscribing to the channel. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I hope you are well. I hope your family is well, but most importantly, I hope your dog is well. Please do provide your pooch with a little scratch behind the ears from me, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Peace. So this is the part of the video where I'm going to just throw up full screen examples of photos that I have shot with these films so that you can get a proper look at them without any distractions. I appreciate me talking over this now is a distraction. I am going to shut up, I promise. I just thought I'd let you know that that's the purpose of this part of the video. You can kind of just get a good look at the photos. I've started doing this recently and a couple people said it was helpful for them to just see the film stock like full screen and it not pop up and go away really quickly. Like these photos will stay on screen for a hot minute so you can get a bloody good look at them. Anyway, hopefully this is helpful for you. Love these film stocks. Go shoot some. It'll be a laugh probably. I don't know. Do whatever you want. I'm not your mum. Anyway, have a sick one. Bye. Peace.